Okay, Craig Smith, good morning, co-owner and director of Australian Valuers.
Good
Craig,
morning.
thank you. Craig, tell us a little bit about Australian Valuers and what makes you guys a little bit different and how you going.
Yeah, we're a independent valuation company. So we probably focus our attention, probably 70% of our work would be bank work for mortgage security purposes. And then the balance being around 30% would be other, which includes just private people looking for independent property related advice. Taxation, reasons for taxation, capital gains and stamp duty, legal purposes including family law, estate settlements, litigation purposes. We do a little bit of asset valuation work for government bodies. We do some resumption, compulsory acquisition work where required. So yeah, it's quite a diverse
Really?
it's quite a diverse profession. We also do some business style valuations as well, and focus our attention within the accommodation industry. So we value management and letting rights businesses all over Australia.
Right.
We're probably one of the largest firms in the country for that specialised purpose. And then we also value rent rolls, which is another business, and motels. So that's...
How has all this affected your business, particularly since you have a focus on the hospitality on that?
Yeah, that's our exposure to that part of the business was fairly substantial. So it's taken a bit of a toll initially on our business turnover. But yeah, look, we're still trading and we're still doing some of those assets. It's just a case of being front of mind for when things take off again. We're also quite instrumental in gathering together certain people in businesses within that industry, and coming together early on in COVID-19 and standing up and making some decisions around how we're going to value those assets going forward.
Right.
To make sure that everyone's on the same page, and to make sure that we're essentially giving the right advice to our mainly our banking clients, but
right.
any of our customers.
So how were you tracking before all this hit?
Tracking really well. We're on target for another record year. I mean, we even with the quietening off, we're still gonna have a pretty good financial year. But yeah, look, we were tracking really well. We were sort of making some big changes within our business that were hopefully going to help us continue growing. So yeah, it's all been a bit of a setback, but you know, we're fortunate that we could keep trading throughout it all, whereas some businesses and some people obviously lost their livelihood. So yeah, whilst we had to make a few changes, we feel very fortunate that we're still able to trade and give advice to people.
So I imagine then, for most of your work, is it records, or is it also site visits? And has this social distancing affected you in that way, or?
A little bit. We do have to carry out physical inspections on properties and businesses.
Sure.
So there has been a little bit of pushback, probably more so 3 to 4 weeks ago, when things were, when things were fairly intensely locked down.
Yeah.
But we've noticed that it's sort of loosened up a little bit. We do have the capacity to carry out virtual inspections where required.
Right.
And that's also been approved by our professional body and our PI insurers and major lenders within the Australian banking industry as well. So that is that's something that we can utilise
right.
where required. But it's obviously, it's not an ideal way for us to do our job, but
Sure.
that is an option. So,
but I guess what I'm hearing you say is you're beginning to see the burden being lifted somewhat now, and activity starting to resume. I know people have started to go back to their offices and that sort of thing.
Yeah, look, I think we all are, not just in general. I think everyone can see that things are starting to, we're starting to see restaurants reopen and just a little bit more positivity and activity within the within the local community. I've been spending a lot of time on the phone, just talking with clients and previous people that we've done work for, just to see how they're going, and been pleasantly surprised. Anecdotally, I think it's an 80-20 rule. 80% of people have seen their flat strap to the point where, there's some really positive stories, but there's obviously it's obviously also slow in some areas as well.
Sure.
But for the most part, that I sort of had the feeling that, look, for the people that I've been speaking to, and a lot of them are real, frontline, they're real estate agents, bankers, selling money, brokers, people like that,
right,
that we work with. So that to me gives me a little bit more confidence as well that, we're probably will see that hopefully in a few weeks down the track. So I'm feeling, look, at this point, I'm feeling as though, whilst it's very slow for us at the moment, I'm hoping in a couple of weeks, certainly a month, that we do start to see things pick up off the back of those frontline industries being, anecdotally reporting that they're.
I just lost the last piece of that.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think we'll hopefully see that that sort of anecdotal feedback that those industries are really busy. We'll hopefully see that flow on in the next couple of weeks coming through. So that's, I'm quietly confident that the cogs have started to turn on those frontline industries that sort of feed us the work in our sort of sector. So
right. Well, listen, we could use all the confidence we can spread around. So, Greg, I want to thank you so much for visiting us, and we'll get this up on Facebook and see if we can't direct some more attention your way. And thanks again for your time, and all the best as things begin to reemerge a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks very much, John. Really appreciate it.
Super.